Amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to my fantastic channel, aka Paul Who. So recently I started last year doing my DVD dispensation series, and I was about to restart that and continue on with season 14, but I got asked not to do that by Luke, Sarah, Brady, and of course a girl named Jodie, because they want to know what have I got in my collection for each Doctor. So they've asked me to stop doing the DVD dispensation and go through what I own through Target book, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, CD, and vinyl for basically for all the Doctors. Now, I thought, you know what, this would be easy for me to do instead of me doing like a collection update sort of video. So this is part one of the collection update type video, and of course this is everything I own from the first Doctor's era. Now, I absolutely love William Hartnell's Doctor. I love the Gudgety. I mean, he's the very first Doctor, and he's absolutely brilliant in the role of the first Doctor. I really like William Hartnell's incarnation of the Doctor. I like his take. So here's everything I own from William Hartnell. Now, I don't mean like that because I do own Big Finish audios, but they are done by different actors playing the voice of the first Doctor. So for this for this actual series, I'm going to focus on stuff from the main Doctors, not like literally actors that replaced the actors, like for David Bradley and stuff. And multi-Doctor stories will be classed in the eras they were broadcasting. So like the Three Doctors is a Pertwee era story, and of course you got the Five Doctors, which is a Davison story, and you got Twice Upon a Time for that story. So those multi-Doctor stories will be mentioned in those eras. So here is everything I own in my collection from the first Doctor. So I'm going to go through basically the VHSs first, then to the DVDs, then to the Blu-rays, then, you know, so on and so on. So VHS, I have the original release of The Unearthly Child, and this came out back in 1990. I mean, it's quite nice to have this on store, and with everything going on with Seth Coburn, the son of Anthony Coburn, who is a right imbecile, I don't think this story will be released on Blu-ray, but it's actually quite nice to own it on VHS. Not once, but twice in my collection. So I've got the original release of The Unearthly Child, and then of course I have the updated release from 2000 of The Unearthly Child, which is actually quite good. So yeah, I got it twice in my VHS collection for The Unearthly Child. Then carrying it on, we have got the Daleks Part 1, episodes 1 to 4 of The Dead Planet on VHS. And then of course we have the Daleks episodes 5 to 7 in the expansion. So that's basically the second serial, aka the Daleks on VHS, written by Terry Nation. And then, of course, we have basically here the 2001 re-release of the Daleks in remastered form before it came out on DVD, which is actually quite nice to own on VHS. So I've got the Daleks twice on VHS as well. Then, of course, we have Edge of Destruction and the original pilot episode, and this came out back in 2000, which is actually quite nice to own. So yeah, you got the Edge of Destruction and, of course, the pilot episode. Got that in my VHS collection. Then, of course, we have, as you all know, The Keys and Marinus. Not my favourite story for Hartnell, but it's still quite enjoyable, and I need to give this one another rewatch. I'll probably rewatch this on the VHS at some point. And then, of course, we have one of my favourite stories on VHS for the first Doctor, and of course it's my favourite story from season 1. It is the Aztecs. Yeah, I've got the Aztecs on VHS. That's quite good to own. I love it. Then, of course, we have the Sensorites, which came in the Hartnell box, which I've got at the top of my shelf because I like to keep everything into Doctor order on VHS. I might put everything back in box sets. I haven't made my mind up. I'll just put the box sets somewhere. I haven't really made my mind up what I'm doing with that. And then, of course, we have the Reign of Terror, which I got from Vintage, and this came out back in 2003. I haven't got the second VHS release because this came on its own for £5. I wish I had the other one with the Web of Fear and, of course, these 2 surviving episodes of basically the Faceless ones. But yeah, it's quite nice to own the Reign of Terror. Absolutely brilliant. VHS, now we're still continuing. So I've got the Planet of the Giants, the Dalek Invasion of Earth Part 1 and the Dalek Invasion of Earth Part 2, which is honestly my favourite Hartnell story of all time. I love the Dalek Invasion of Earth. Don't know why, I absolutely love it. Then, of course, we have The Rescue and the Romans here on VHS. And then, of course, we literally have the Web Planet Part 1 and the Web Planet Part 2, which is absolutely brilliant to own on VHS as well. And then, of course, we have... where is it? So continue on with it. So after the stuff I fell down here. So then, of course, next on VHS, I have got the Crusaders and the Space Museum of VHS, which is the next story along. Then, of course, we have The Chase, which came in the Dalek tin on VHS, and it will be going back into that Dalek tin to keep it nice and safe. So it's actually quite nice to have The Chase, which is honestly a great Dalek story with the Daleks chasing the Doctor through time and space. Then, of course, we have the Time Middler here on VHS. Then, of course, we've got the Ark, the Gunfighters, the War Machines, and I picked this up from the second-hand book and collectible store in Shrewsbury for only £3, and I picked up the War Machines, which is honestly quite good. The VHS works. I actually quite enjoy this story. I really love the War Machines. And then, of course, that came in the Cyberman tin, the 10th Planet, aka with episode 4 missing, but it does have the telesnap reconstruction for it. And then finishing off the VHS, I have got the Hartnell years presented by Sylvester McCoy, and it's got the actual pilot episode for the Unlovely Child. It's got the Crusaders, and then of course it's got the Celestial Toymaker episode 4, the final test. So that is basically my VHS collection. So diving into the DVD side of the collection, which I've got here. Come here, little beauties. So yeah. So then, of course, for Hartnell on DVD, I've got the Daleks into colour, which is a fantastic release, and it came out back in February this year. Then, of course, I've got the Keys and Marinus, the original DVD release of the Aztecs, the special edition release of the Aztecs, the Censorites, the Reign of Terror, which is absolutely a good story, and I'm absolutely glad I got it on VHS and I got it on DVD. Can't wait for season 1 to come out on Blu-ray, if it ever does come out on Blu-ray. Then, of course, we have the Planet of the Giant episode, which is actually quite good. I really love Planet of the Giants. Again, my favourite story for Hartnell, aka the Dalek Invasion of Earth, the Web Planet, the Time Middler, Galaxy 4. On CD, but in DVD case, I have got the Daleks Master Plan. On CD, but in a DVD case, we have the Massacre. On CD, but in the DVD case, we've got the Smugglers, the Savages. Sorry, we've got the Savages. And then carrying on with the DVDs, so we're coming up to near the end of the DVDs now. So we've got the Ark, the War Machines, the 10th Planet. So then, of course, coming into DVDs. The final into DVDs, we've got the box set. So we've got on box set the beginning box set, which has got the Unlovely Child, the Daleks, and Edge of Destruction, Rescue and the Romans DVD box set, the Space Museum and the Chase on DVD box set, and of course that's actually quite nice to own. I love the box set design of the Daleks from the Chase. And then of course Hartnell has quite a few things in type of box set. So we've got the Lost in Time DVD box set with missing episodes, including stories from the Second Doctor. So you will see this in my DVD release for my DVD collection for the Second Doctor. And of course, it's in the Earth Story box set that comes with the Peter Davison story known as The Awakening. So you've got a nice imagery from the First Doctor and Peter Davison, and of course, it contains the Gunfighters, which is not a great story in my retrospect opinion. And then, of course, for the final DVD box set, I've got the Regeneration box set, which has got all 4 episodes of the 10th Planet, including this was the very first release for us Doctor Who fans to get back in 2013 for the animation reconstruction of episode 4 to the 10th Planet, so which is actually quite nice to own. So I do have that as well. So that's basically it for the DVDs. So now jumping into the Blu-rays. So on Blu-ray, I've got the Daleks in Colour Steelbook, Galaxy 4 Steelbook, and then of course for Doctor Who the Collection range, we have Season 2, people. So yeah, we've got Season 2. Every single story from Season 2 is now on Blu-ray, including the telesnap reconstruction for the Crusades. So that's it for the Blu-rays in the collection. So carrying it on with the CDs, we've now got... So as I did say on the CD side, I had put some in DVD cases for other missing stories. On CD, I have got the Ark. And of course, this is actually quite good. It's the actual original soundtrack of the actual story, so that's quite nice to own. And I've got another missing story here, but this one is on vinyl, and I haven't listened to it yet because I'm waiting for the animation to come out next month of the Celestial Toy Maker on vinyl. So it's actually quite nice to own this on vinyl, this little beauty. And we are literally coming up to the end now for the First Doctor collection, because I've got quite a few Target books, as you can see here. So of course we have the original release of the Daleks on Target book, and then of course the re-release of the Daleks on Target book. So it's actually quite nice to own those two. Missing story number 1 I've got in my collection for Hartnell, aka Marco Polo. A fantastic read. I have got a review planned for this story. I've had it planned for quite a few years, but I've lost my notes, so I might need to give that a reread. Then of course we have the Keys of Marinus, the Aztecs, the Dalek Invasion of Earth, and this is the re-release of it with a brand new cover, apart from the Peter Cushing cover that we had for the Target book release. Then of course I got not one, but I got 2 releases of Doctor Who and the Sarbini. One is in neat condition, the other one is falling apart, but I can't be bothered to get rid of it because it's the way I brought it in a charity shop for £1.50. So I couldn't be bothered to part with it because I actually do like to have these. So it's actually quite nice to have a decent copy of Doctor Who and the Sarbini in my Target book collection. And then of course we have the Crusaders by David Whittaker. Then of course we have the Time Middler, which you saw me unbox on my VHS on my channel quite a couple of weeks ago. Then of course I got some birthday fan mail with Galaxy 4, another missing story, which has been recently animated for us fans to enjoy. Another missing story, we have got the Myth Makers, and it's a great read. Missing story again, which the Daleks Master Plan. A 12-part epic put into 2 different Target books. Absolutely brilliant. Honestly, absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, another missing story, which I haven't read yet, The Smugglers. I've got this because it is rumored to be coming out in animation. Sorry, before I was going to burp then. This is rumored to be coming out in animation. So I thought I'd read the Target book first before I read the animation and see what I basically feel of the first Doctor's second to last story. And then the last one on Target book, I have got The 10th Planet. Yes. So that is basically everything I own for the First Doctor in my fantastic Doctor Who collection. So let me know in the comments, what do you own? Oh, do you just collect the DVDs and the Blu-rays? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe, share, and join me for the next collection update type video where I will show you everything I own for the second Doctor, aka Mr. Patrick Troughton or Patty T. So thank you for watching. Have a cracking day, you amazing viewers and subscribers.